Very unfortunate, but we'll manage. So the passage, it's a very interesting passage. What is the passage about? It is about technology, specifically in the field of education, specifically related to the rural ambience or the countryside. The writer is quite positive. At the same time, he urges the government to do more. He talks about, he starts with technology. It is widespread, it's everywhere. He gives the examples. Then he talks about the role of technology in the field of education. Then he talks about, usually the technology goes to the urban people first, and later it goes to the rural people. Then he talks about the problems that go with the rural atmosphere, or the countryside, or the villages. So he touches problems related to the infrastructure. He talks about water scarcity, he talks about teachers, he talks about schools, he talks about electricity supply, all these things. Then he talks about, even they deserve the technology. And he talks about training to the teachers, he talks about online learning, the benefits. Then he talks about computers, the benefits. And finally, he concludes saying that if the rural students, they are provided with the technology, they can compete with the counterparts, their counterparts globally. So he ends the entire passage on a positive note. It's a very good passage, and it reflects the present day situation, whatever happens. Today, if you take the rural students, they're pretty good, they're intelligent, and they're competent enough, but they're not able to do well because they don't have the technology. They don't have access to the best educational resources. So a very useful passage. Now, this passage, had you read this passage, I'm sure you'd have got 8 or 8 plus. Should not be a problem. And then you see 10 phrases, phrase improvement, very useful, all the 10 questions. And some of the questions touch your grammar knowledge, based on grammar knowledge, very useful. And you should get about 8 over here. The last 10 questions deal with close. I don't say it is easy, it is rather moderate. You should get 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. You should be very happy. Overall, this paper, it should be, the paper number is 647, mind you, it is not 646. Some confusion. And you should get in the range of 18 and 22. If you get 25 plus, I won't be surprised. It is possible. What does it mean? It is possible. 25 plus. So we'll see the questions related to the passage. Now listen and try to relate. Because you have just got the paper, it doesn't mean that you should not listen. It doesn't mean that you have to switch off. Very simple. Keep it open, listen to the extent possible, try to learn. So I'll read out the first question. Which of the following can be the most suitable title for the passage? As I said, the passage is all about technology in the field of education related to the rural people. So which option talks about it? The fifth option, very good. Technology and rural education in India. It's crystal clear. So answer is the fifth option. Pretty good. Question number 2. Which of the following is or are the advantages of computers as given in the passage? For this you have to go to, all of you please go to the fourth paragraph. The fifth paragraph, rather the last paragraph on page 1. The very first sentence, the very first word is what? Computers are. I'll read out the options. Parents seem more enthusiastic to send their students to schools which adopt computer-assisted learning. This is on page 2. The very first word, what do you see? Parents. Parents show more willingness. It goes with that, so it is right. And what is B? The use of computers tends to lure students to school. Go to page 1, the last paragraph, and the last sentence talks about technology has the potential to attract rural children. Underline the word attract. Lure means what? Attract. But usually lure has a negative connotation. Here it has been used with a positive connotation. So this is also right. Knowledge of computers helps build students' self-belief. Now go to the second page, and the second sentence talks about what? Computer education builds up the required confidence. Underline the word confidence. How do you define confidence? Self-belief. You believe in yourself. That means what? You're a confident person. So all the three have been mentioned in one paragraph. So what is the answer based on that? The fifth option is the answer. With respect to utilization of technology for educating rural India, the author of the passage seems to be cynical. The author is very positive, very optimistic. Underline the word cynical. Cynical means what? Always thinking negative or bad. Please write. Cynical with a negative attitude. Always expecting negative. When I talk about cynical, some students think of the word skeptic. Skeptic is not completely a negative word. Skeptic means what? Doubtful. You doubt something. There's nothing wrong in that. But cynical attitude, a negative attitude. This is a negative word. So cynical means what? Negative. But the author is quite optimistic and positive attitude. Not correct. What is the second one? Pessimistic about the future of India. This is also not correct. Exhorting. Please underline the word exhorting. Exhort means, first you write the word urge. In this context, urge. If you don't know the meaning of the word urge, write the meaning. Request a lot. Urge means what? Request a lot. It's a formal word. The Prime Minister urged the public to keep quiet or remain calm. It goes with a formal situation. And write the second meaning of this particular word, write encourage. Exhort means encourage. But in this context, it means what? Urge. Exhorting the government and others to do more. If you go to the last paragraph, please all of you go to page 2, the last paragraph. Government has to create more e-learning centers to educate students. So he is expecting more. He is urging for more. Hold the third option. Very impressed with the progress that has been shown till date. But that's too general a statement, you cannot consider. Completely satisfied with the current pace at which things are moving. 4 and 5 more or less same general statements, not valid in the context. So what is the answer here? Based on the last paragraph, the concluding paragraph, the third option is the answer. I hope you guys are listening. Irrespective of the fact, you have to listen. That will definitely enrich your knowledge. Shall I move on to the next question? What is the number? 4. Question number 4. Choose a word which is most opposite in meaning. Deficient. What is the meaning of the word deficient? Deficient means shortage. Please write the meaning, shortage. Deficient in resources means what? Shortage of resources. He wants the opposite. What is the first option here? Effective. Is it relevant or related to deficient? Mark it wrong. Self-sufficient. Deficient, sufficient. Related word, self-sufficient. Hold that one. Imperfect, not related to deficient. Incomplete, not related. Well-nourished, not related. Underline the word nourished. Nourish means what? To provide food. To provide food. You feed someone with good food. Then we use the word nourishment. So what is the answer here? The second option is the answer. Choose the word which is most similar in meaning. What is the word? Familiarize. To become familiar means what? To know someone or something. What is the first option here? Acquaint. Acquaint means familiar. Generally we use the word, we know a lot of people. We try to use the word, I have so many friends, 10 or 15 or 20. They're not friends in the real sense. Only 1 or 2 friends. Others, what is the right word for that? Acquaintance. I have a lot of acquaintances, but I have only a few friends. Acquaintance is a noun form. Acquaint is a verb form. It's a regular verb. Acquaint, acquainted, acquainted. Hold the first option. What is the second one? Publicize. Is it related to familiarize? No. Disseminate. That's a very good word. Please, you have got this word already. Disseminate means what? Spread. Please write the meaning. Spread. Spread what? It goes with information. I told you many a time. The typical combination, disseminate information, means what? Spread out information. Let the information reach all the segments of the society. And broadcast. Underline the word broadcast. I think you got in the editorial also. So I will not reveal now related to that. Is it related to familiarize? Then propagate. Write the meaning of the word propagate. Propagate means what? To make something grow. Please write. To make something grow, one meaning. Also write multiply, multiply. But multiply goes with brackets, you write plants. Propagate plants means what? Multiply plants. And propagate ideas, please write one more combination. Plants, ideas. Don't propagate religious ideas, means what? Don't multiply or don't spread religious ideas. So what is the answer here? First option is the answer, quite obvious. What does the author think about the rural students at present? They are highly influenced by their urban counterparts. Please underline the expression counterparts. Means what? Those who are in the same position, equivalents, counterpart. My counterpart in the US means same position, but he is in the US, I am here. Then what do I say? My counterpart in the UK, my counterpart in the US. That's a very useful word. They have very little interest in computers. Please respond. And you cannot respond. Common sense. Anyone gets fascinated when he or she sees a computer or a laptop. Common sense, it's not right. Given the right kind of education, they have the potential. Please underline the word potential. Potential means what? Latent ability. Ability, latent. Latent means what? Hidden. Possible, possibility. But it hasn't come out, it is hidden. Potential to be as good as their global counterparts. What does the last paragraph talk about? The same thing. They can compete with the counterparts globally. So what is the answer here? The third option is the answer. He has a positive opinion about the rural students. You have a question? Next. You have a question? Question number 7. Which of the following is or are the advantages of online teaching as given in the passage? All of you please go to the 4th paragraph. How does it start? Rural education needs e-learning technologies. That is one thing. And the third paragraph. Please go to the 3rd paragraph. To reach rural areas, online interaction and online videos can be of crucial importance. Online teaching creates virtual classrooms. So that paragraph talks about online teaching. So what are the advantages? The first one, it can help in getting those students educated who are unable to attend school. That's right, tick that one. The content of coverage in online teaching is generally much more than normal teaching. That is not true. He talks about reaching more number of people. It doesn't talk about more content. Mark it wrong. It can provide an additional platform for students to interact. That is also right. So A and C are right. Which option says that? The 4th option is the answer. Question number 8. Opposite in meaning, indispensable. That's a very good word. First you write the meaning of the word indispensable. Indispensable means essential. First you write the word essential. Essential. Also write the word very important. Very important. Essential or important. Now indispensable. When it comes to English, to get 20 plus, what is indispensable? Tell me. Reading what? Reading the Hindu paper is indispensable. Means what? Essential. Now he wants the opposite. What is the opposite? What is the first option here? Unnecessary. Hold that one. Unavoidable. Unavoidable relevant to that? No, mark it wrong. Untouchable. Not at all. Generally we use the word untouchable in the plural form. Please write one expression. Untouchables. Untouchables. There is an English movie, Untouchables. So vital. Vital means what? Important. Please write the meaning. Important. Essential. Essential is the same meaning, but he wants the opposite. So what is the answer here? Necessary, opposite, unnecessary. Choose a word which is most similar in meaning. Harness. Harness means what? One is extract, second is utilize or use. It goes with what? Harness someone's potential. What is the role of a good teacher? A good teacher knows how to harness the talent or the latent talent of a student. He brings out the talent of the student. That means he's a good teacher. Now he wants similar in meaning. Tied? No. Utilized? Hold that one. Bound? No. Oppressed? Negative word. Tackled? No. So what is the answer here? Harness means use or utilize. And write the combination harness the resources. Resources. Harness the resources means what? Extract or utilize or use the resources. Which of the following is true with respect to the passage? Discontinuation of electricity in rural areas is a problem that has been mentioned. All of you please go to the second paragraph, the last sentence. Second paragraph, the last sentence. What does it say? Discontinuation of electricity is another major problem. He stops with that. But here the option says that does not seem to have any solution. Does the writer talk about that? So this part is not correct. That means this is not correct. If you don't read meticulously, then you ignore. Already I've read that one. It's a problem. Then you think that is also right, but it is not correct. What is B? One of the reasons for the poor reach of technology based on education in rural areas is the deficiency of infrastructure in these areas. Entire paragraph is about lack of infrastructure. It is right. Teachers should learn the ropes of technology. Please underline the expression, learn the ropes of technology, means learn the basics of, learn the subject related to technology. Learn the ropes of technology based on education in order to make students more receptive of their teachings. More receptive, they should be able to take. This is also right. So B and C are right. Which option talks about that? Fourth option is the answer. A very good passage. Personally, I feel it's a very good passage. All the youngsters, especially those who have rural background, for them it's a source of inspiration and motivation. Intellectually, no one is superior, no one is inferior. I strongly believe in a popular saying. It's my personal belief. I have been following that. When you're taught by the best, you become the best. You got it? When you're taught by the best, you become the best. So today you go to a village, very unfortunate, the boy or girl is very brilliant and the teachers are not good. You can't blame the student. The same boy, take the same boy, a brilliant, sharp boy or girl, and let him get exposed to the best teachings by the best teachers. He becomes a genius, very simple. So ambience, the persons, they make a tremendous impact on the student. Students are like, they can be molded. Today, many of our youngsters in our country, they're not good at English, very unfortunate, but otherwise they're brilliant. They're intellectually very capable. And what is the reason? Why are they not good at English? Why do we have so many students over here today? The reason, faulty system and teachers are not trained. If teachers are not trained, teachers are not good at English, can you expect the students to be good at English? That never happens. That is a problem. So that's it about the passage. Now, have you read all those 10 questions related to the phrase improvement? Very useful. We'll start with question number 11. Shall I? Yes, sir. Thank you. Because of his efficiency, the director wanted him to work as his assistant. We don't know the context. They must have taken the sentence from some article. We'll check other options, then we'll decide. This is as such right. If the context, imagine, goes into the past, then it is right. Because of his efficiency, the director wanted him to work as his assistant. There is no grammatical error. There is no contextual error. Perfect sentence. We'll see other options. Wanted to him, is it right? Mark it wrong. Wants him to be, but here work, that is not right. Mark it wrong. Wanted he to be. Wanted he to work. No, here we use I want him. The pronoun should be in the object form or the subject form. Object form, that is very important, but here the pronoun is in the subject form. Not correct. Wanted of him. No. So what does it mean? No correction required. Easy one, goes with everyday English. You don't have to be an intellectual to understand that. Shall I read out the next one? Highly intelligent people seldom tolerate any ambiguity. A very short sentence, but very useful. First, you underline the word seldom. Write the meaning of that word. Seldom means what? Rare or very rare. Rare or very rare. then put a star mark. There's a rule related to this that we'll discuss later. So highly intelligent people seldom means what? Rarely tolerate any ambiguity. They don't tolerate ambiguity as such. What is the meaning of the word ambiguity? Please write the meaning. Ambiguous means what? Vague. Also write not clear. Vague or not clear. So you don't understand what I say. What will you say that time? Master's explanation is ambiguous. Master's explanation is vague, not clear. You got the meaning? Okay. So do you think the sentence is right or wrong? How many of you think no correction required? Okay. If someone says there is an error, please raise your hand. Tell me what is it? Which part? Where is Shrikant or Basha? Tell me where is it? Which part? You tell the part. Which part? First, second, third, fourth. Which one? Not followed with what? You mean to say the word tolerate is not correct? Any, okay. That's a very good observation. Here, all of you write one rule. Please write one rule. We use the adjective. We use the adjective. We use the adjective some. Underline the word some. S-O-M-E. With affirmative sentences. With affirmative sentences. Full stop. Then you write, we use the adjective any. We use the adjective any with interrogative and negative sentences. Have you got the difference? Now here the word seldom, please write below that a negative word. It's a negative word. Now we'll take your stand for a while. Who is that student? I'll take your stand for a while and we'll not consider this. All of you please be attentive. Now answer my question, that particular student. First option, do you think it is right? Highly intelligent people tolerate hardly any ambiguity. Hardly is also a negative word. So right or wrong? Others could also respond. Right or wrong? With the assumption any is not correct. Next, second option. Hardly tolerate ambiguous. Can you use the word ambiguous here? No, mark it wrong. Highly intelligent people tolerate any clarity whatsoever. Is it right? They will not. That is not an acceptable statement. Hardly tolerate any lacuna. Again, you have the word any. Lacuna, write the meaning of the word lacuna means what? Gap. Gap or loopholes. That is also right. Very good. First you write the word gap. G-A-P. Then you write a better expression. Loopholes. Loopholes. That goes with legal aspects. Laws, some gaps are there. We use the word lacuna. So that means what? And what is the fifth option here? No correction required. Now what does it mean? You have to choose either no correction required, any other option. Can you consider other options? What is the reason? The reason is here that the word seldom is a negative word, but the sentence is not in negative. The sentence is not in negative. Based on that, you can use the word any. You can use the word any. So that means what? The sentence is right. Please mark it. The fifth option, no correction required. Highly intelligent people seldom tolerate any ambiguity. There is one more possibility. Highly intelligent people seldom tolerate, please strike off the word any. This is a better option. Now I'll read out without any. How does it go? Highly intelligent people seldom tolerate ambiguity. This is a perfect sentence. No ifs and buts. So take it for granted. Here, that option is not there. Do you have that option? You don't have that option. Between the two, I would rather prefer without any. But that option is not there. So the second option is what? No correction required. Shall I move on to the next one? Being toiled for. Please underline the word toil. Toiled means what? Work hard. Please write the meaning. Toil means work hard. Work very hard. Being toiled for 2 hours, he sat down to take some rest. Being toiled, do you think it is right? Mark it wrong, it is not correct. Have toiled for, not correct. Had toiled for. Now when you see a pattern like this, you should think of, the other day I spent about 5 or 10 minutes on non-finite verbs. Do you remember? What are the 3 non-finite, what is a finite verb? I think a week, not even a week. A finite verb is one that has a tense. It has to agree with the subject in person and number. What is a non-finite verb? A non-finite verb is one which doesn't have a tense. It doesn't have to agree with the subject in person and number. Non-finite verbs are 3 in number. What are they? Infinitive, participle, gerund. Infinitive, again 3 types. What are they? Bare infinitive, present infinitive, perfect infinitive. And participle, again 3 types. What are the 3 types? Present participle, past participle, perfect participle. Here this question is related to perfect participle. Please first you write that. Question number 13 related to perfect participle. Now what is perfect participle? When the verb is in past participle, we use the word perfect. When the word is in ing form, we use participle. Perfect participle. That means what? One verb should be in ing form, the other verb should be in past participle form. Which combination shows that? So what is the answer here? Having toiled. First you underline having. That is present participle. Toiled, past participle. A combination of present participle and past participle, what do you call it? Perfect participle. And what is the meaning of this? That time I also said we use perfect participle and the idea goes with the use of past perfect tense. What is the use of past perfect tense? Those who have learned tenses, imagine 2 actions happened in the past, one after the other. We use past perfect for the first action, past tense for the second action. Someone locked the room, first action. After locking the room, the person went out, second action. There are 2 patterns in English to express this particular idea. One pattern using past perfect tense. What is it? She had locked the room before she went out. She had locked the room. Which tense is it? Past perfect. Before she went out, which tense is that? Past tense. So it's a combination of past perfect and past. The same idea we can also express using perfect participle. How can we express that? Having locked the room, she went out. Meaning is the same. So that you should recollect. Whatever it is, question is related to what? Perfect participle, and the answer is the 4th option. I would like to know how many of you have got this right. Please raise your hands. I appreciate all those students. I see a lot of hands. Question number 14. He must have behaved. Please underline the expression, this as one unit. Those who have learnt helping verbs, we have one word helping verbs and we have a lengthy helping verbs like should have plus verb, must have plus verb, might have plus verb. So specific functions. What is a function of must have behaved? It is used to make a deduction about the past. Please make a note. First you underline this as one unit. And what is the pattern here? Helping verb must plus have plus verb, past participle form. What does it mean? Deduction. Please underline the word deduction. Deduction about the past. Imagine yesterday I left my mobile here. I lost my mobile. Only one person came, the maid servant. As an example I'm telling, okay. Our maid servant, all our people are very honest and we don't, our credentials are very good. So I lost the mobile. Do I have to make a guess or can I make a deduction? I can make a deduction. Deduction means what? Based on the facts you come to a conclusion. So what will I say? She must have taken the mobile. She must have taken the mobile. Same pattern here. He must have behaved how? What is the verb here? Hope you guys are listening carefully. This is a very good paper and these 10 questions are extremely useful. Please be attentive. What is the verb here? Behave. Then ask the question, how? He must have behaved. Behaved how? You have to use which part of speech? The word which describes the verb, which part of speech is it? Adverb. Now, impolite, which part of speech is it? This is adjective. You cannot use an adjective here. So, what is the adverb form of that? So, impolitely. Which option says that? There are two options here. First, three options. And he must have behaved impolitely. This context goes into the past. And suffer, can you use the verb in the present form? Mark it wrong. Suffer, not correct. And suffered, this seems right, hold that one. Impolitely and have suffered, not correct. So what is the answer based on that? The second option is the answer. How many of you have got this one right? That's wonderful. Very good. Now question number 15. The Neo Club has been extended financial technical help to poor and deserving women. Now what is the subject here? Please underline Neo Club. From the sentence, what do you understand? The Neo Club did something or received something? Did something. When the subject does something, you use active voice or passive voice? Active voice. You don't use passive voice. But here has been extended. Does it look like active voice or passive voice? So is it right or wrong? Mark it wrong. Either it should be the Neo Club has extended, possible, present perfect tense. But do you find that option here? No. Or it could be present perfect continuous. What is the first option here? Has been extending. Which tense is that? Present perfect continuous. So what is the answer here? The first option is the answer. The Neo Club has been extending financial and technical help to poor and deserving women. What is the use of present perfect continuous? To show it graphically, action begins in the past, extends to the present, and may go into future. I started the session at sharp 2 o'clock. Now it is 2:30. I'm teaching. I will teach till 3:30. If someone comes and asks me, what are you doing? Casually, I will say, I'm teaching. Professionally, I will say, I have been teaching for the last half an hour or have been teaching since 2 o'clock. Which tense is that? Present perfect continuous. Now, question number 16. Even less intelligent students can be succeeded through hard work and perseverance. Underline the word perseverance. Perseverance is a very good word. It means what? To try without giving up. You keep trying, you don't give up. Irrespective of your problems, irrespective of your difficulties, you keep trying. Then we use the word perseverance, not giving up. The spirit of doing without giving up. Do you think that is right? Can be succeeded. Generally, what do you say? Can succeed, one possibility. We will see the options. Even less intelligent students can get succession. The word succession is not relevant here. Succession means what? It goes with power. One person, after that next person. We use the word succession. Be success, can be success. Get success. Seems right, hold that one. Be getting succeeded. No. Now what is the third option? No, I will read out with your kind permission. Okay, shall I? Yeah. Even less intelligent students can get success through hard work and perseverance. Perfect sentence. So what is the answer here? That's very good. A lot of people think one has to be intelligent to get success. No, intelligence is not important. With or without intelligence, you can get success. What is required? Hard work is required. Imagine you are intelligent, but you are not diligent. Diligent means what? Hard working. Success will be elusive. Elusive means what? You can't get it. It keeps on dodging or escaping. Whereas you're average, but you're very diligent, you put in a lot of effort, you work very hard, success is inevitable. Inevitable means what? Unavoidable. Now 17, this is a very, a little confusing. Some people experience the life only if they are totally at the mercy of their feelings. Do you think it is right at the outset? Mark it wrong. Some people experience life as if they are, some problem is there with this, not properly highlighted. Hold that one. Can you use a verb in the past form? And here present not correct. You cannot use it in ing form. Experience life when they were at the mercy of their feelings. No, here it is in present, then that doesn't go into past. Now, as far as my knowledge goes, there's a problem with this question. What is the problem? Please underline as if. Also write as though, as if, as though. These are expressions. When you use these expressions, the first clause should be in present, experience. But the second clause, the clause after as if, should be in the past. But do you see that option here? The actual sentence, please change, take the first option and change it to were. Then the sentence is right. Some people experience life as if they were totally at the mercy of their feelings. Grammatically that is right. But some problem with the question. Hope you got it. And this question goes with what? Karthik, you have a question? Any question you could ask me? Okay. So please make a note, this goes with conditionals, conditional sentences, conditional sentences. Shall I move on to the next one? Leaders enable a group by imagining and create a future. Does it sound grammatically correct? At the outset, mark it wrong. Leaders enable a group by imagining to create. This is also not correct. Enable a group to imagine and by create. Enable a group to imagine and create. Create what? A future which will fulfill the group purposes. This seems right, hold that one. Enable a group to imagining, not correct. So what is the answer here? Third option is the answer. Enable a group to imagine and create. Some people by naturally talk more than others. Do you think it is right? The position of the word is not correct. Some people by naturally talk more than others. Hold that one. Nature by talking. Natural by talking. Some people naturally talk more than others. That is right. So what is the answer here? Please write one idiomatic expression. Some people can speak fluently on any topic, anywhere, anytime, in presence of anyone. Then what is the idiomatic expression? Gift of the gab. Gift, G-I-F-T. Gift of the gab. We say he has the gift of the gab, she has the gift of the gab. Means they can speak fluently on any topic, anywhere, anytime. But some people, children especially, they talk a lot, and that is not, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Then it has a negative connotation. Write the expression. What do you call that child? Chatterbox. Chatterbox, a negative connotation. Fine. That's it. Oh, one more is there. Being a man of principle. Generally we use a plural form. Please add the letter. Being a man of principles. Here principles means what? Values. Is there any problem? You guys are listening attentively. Fine. Being a man of principles, he refused to follow the illegitimate instructions. Underline the word illegitimate. Means what? A legitimate means legal. Illegitimate, illegal, not legal. Very simple. Being a man of principles, you don't have to worry about that part. He refused to follow the illegitimate instructions. Seems right or wrong? He refused following the illegitimate, not correct. To following, not correct. To follow the illegitimately, not correct. Not to follow, not correct. So what is the answer? No correction required. Has anyone got all the 10 correct? Please stand up, both of you. Please give them a big hand. That's wonderful. I really appreciate both of you. It is not that easy. Being a student, getting one particular set of questions, all the 10 correct, we all have to respect and appreciate. That happens once in a blue moon. You know the meaning of that? Now we'll see the close test. Is it from here? No. What is this about? This is also a very good passage. It is all about disaster management. Indians are very good at disaster management. US, we all think US is an advanced country, a developed country, but they are nowhere in front of us when it comes to disaster management. Indians are the best when it comes to disaster management. I came to know, I was under the impression way back late 90s, I thought US people, Americans, they have the technology, they have they are better than others in so many aspects. I thought disaster management, perhaps they were good, but not at all. Sometime back, I think, I don't remember the exact year, there was a big natural disaster they could not handle. They could not handle at all. And a lot of people died, and it was a big mess, a total mess. But in our country, usually, you take any southern state or any northern state, whenever there are floods, whenever there is an earthquake, the disaster management team comes into action, and they do pretty well. Loss of life is inevitable. No one can, the passage also talks about the same. And the passage has taken a negative stand. The passage says, we lose a lot of people because of inefficiency when it comes to disaster management. But relatively, Indians are better. It is a question of being better compared to the counterparts across the world. But overall passage, a negative stand. Shall I read out? Let us get our questions correct in analyzing disaster management. Full stop. Do natural disasters kill more? One question. Or does our, can you use the word malfunction here? Malfunction goes with what? Sometimes, usually it goes with gadgets, but sometimes it goes with a fashion show. Imagine a model walks on the, we call it ramp walk, and suddenly the malfunction of the robes, something comes off. So it goes with clothes as well, but generally it goes with what? Gadgets. Is it right here? No. Then what are the options? Or does our ability, you have to use a positive word or a negative word. Does our failure to manage the disasters hold the second option? Ability not correct, time, possibility, no. So what is the answer here? Does our failure to manage the disasters reduce or increase? Increase the casualty rate. Our failure increases the casualty rate. And here you may wonder why increase. The question is, the sentence is in interrogative form. Then you cannot use increases. Does it increase? We don't say increases. The sentence is right. Shall I move on to the next one? Any analysis of disaster management in our part of the world, please underline. Sometimes we ask the question, what is happening in your part of the world? In your part of the world, our part of the world means what? This area or that person's area. So please underline that. Entire South Asia will say, will admit, permit, reveal, ask. I'll read out the sentence. Entire South Asia will, not many people got killed on the first day or the second. So what will you say? Admit or reveal? But any analysis of disaster management in our part of the world, entire South Asia will say, not many, will reveal. What is the right word here? Reveal. No, I thought will is not there, then it should be reveals. But will is there, will reveal. That is the right word. No doubt the immediate result has always been gory and hot. Immediate result Seems right, hold that one. Outburst, not correct. Write the combination. Outburst goes with anger. Outburst goes with what? Anger. Are you listening? No, I'm asking this girl. So aftermath, that's a very useful word. Aftermath means what? After a particular incident, subsequent to that, a few things happen. Then we use the word aftermath. Not correct. Analogy. Analogy, you all know what does it mean. Comparison, not relevant here. Solution, no. So what is the answer here? No change required. No doubt, the immediate result has always been gory and heart. Playing is not correct, shaking is not correct, lifting, making. Here the answer is the fourth option, heart-rending. Means what? Heart-touching. Heart-touching, heart-rending, disturbing. Given the visual expression in our electronic and social media, what really kills is what happens during the next 10 days or 2 weeks. During, seems right, hold that one. On the next 10 days, middle, period, true, no. Answer is what? No change required. During the next 10 days, perfect. Clearly, natural disasters per se, means as such, don't kill people in South Asia in large numbers. It is our inability to manage the disasters in terms of immediate rescue and the later and the quick, proactive, next, subsequent, and the subsequent relief and rehabilitation which kills more. So what is the answer here? Subsequent is the answer. Later, relief and rehabilitation which kills more. Not immediate, but later. Now underline the word proactive. I have told you many a time, today if you go to the private sector, they want all the employees to be proactive. Proactive means what? Take the initiative. Do something before someone tells you to do. Be proactive. While we may not be able to fight nature, we can certainly increase our successes in managing the disasters. Certainly increase, seems right, hold that one. Almost increase, absolute increase, faithfully, but no, answer is what? No change required. We can certainly increase our successes in managing the disasters by, from our collective failures. Generally, you lose something, you fail. What is the expression? Learn from your mistakes. So, do you find that word learn? Which option is that? So, the disasters by learning from our collective failures. Learn from your failure. In South Asia, at sub-regional, national and regional levels. So what lessons could be learned? He has given the same word. How can we manage our disasters better in future and propagate? Propagate, I've said already, it goes with what? Plans and ideas, not relevant here. Assess the number, contract, elevate, reduce. Here, obviously, reduce what? The number of casualties. What is the meaning of the word casualties? The deaths in an accident or in a natural disaster. Or also war. At the time of the war, a few people die. Then we use the word casualties. Accident, casualties. Natural disaster, casualties. That's it. Good paper? Very useful paper. So try to spend some time after this session. Where is this Shrikant? In the meantime, before he comes, any questions you could ask me regarding the paper? This paper, any questions you could ask? Who has the mic? We gave it to one of the students some time back. Where is it? It's there. Let it be there. If someone has a question, please raise your hand. I will ask him to pass on the mic. You could ask the question. Because it will take some time for that person to come. Why to waste time? Any doubts, any questions, you are most welcome. So what is this 46 paper about? Passage about what? Huh? What is it? Huh? 46. Who took 46? So passage about what? Huh? Management, managers, or management related.